Welcome everyone, this is tutorial number 3. I'm going to show you basically what guidelines and snap to point is. From the last tutorial you learned a bit about shapes and objects and things like that. In CorelDRAW, open up a blank document. What you'll notice in CorelDRAW is you have a ruler sort of boundary kind of thing here. Wonders of CorelDRAW is you can just click on that and you can drag wonderful little guidelines down, which is really amazing. I mean, if you're just working in sort of an area on an image or whatever it might be, you can sort of restrict that area so you can play around in there. Now most of the times you see it's not really snapping to the guidelines, which is what you want. You want it to be able to snap to those points there. What you would do if you go to View, Snap to Guidelines. Now when you hover over there, it's snapped it right to the guideline, so you can play around in there within those sort of constraints of the guidelines that you put on the page. Okay, the other one this is going to be a very quick tutorial, by the way. The other nifty little feature, which is actually pre-activated in Corel, is snap to objects, which is, let's just say you got one blue and one dark blue, and you want to put that directly on that line there. You can do all you do. As you can see, when you hover over there, you get all the messages, edge, node. Now you can just drag it over and it'll snap to a point. Same thing if you drag here, it'll hit the edge and you can move it up on that edge. That doesn't matter what way around you want to put it. You can snap to edge. Then again, as before, like I showed you, you can snap to a guideline. There are various other ones, snap to grid, which you can actually go and say in the view menu again. You can say view grid, and that shows you a grid. Now you can see, look at the top right corner there saying grid, snapping to a corner in a grid. Pretty useful. I barely actually use this. It's not a major importance in vector arts, but it does come in handy for some people. They don't mind it. If you want to really work inside grids, you can do that. I don't really use it. I prefer just to snap to point or to use guidelines. There's lots more other interesting topics to come through. This is very quick. It's just to show you the guidelines. You can move them around. Click one, you can go Control A, which is standard in Windows. Control A means select all. So you can select all of them, and you can actually move all of them around at the same time. Very useful. You can do a lot with these. I use them very often because you're trying to work within the space of an object for size-wise, specifically. Myself being a sign writer, I need to work with size, and it has to be to the micromillimeter perfect. So these are very useful. You can also double click on them. Eventually open up the preferences so you can be exactly precise if you really want to. You can be exact. If you want to move it over to 250 millimeters. There's the tricky part. You have to do that and say move. You can see it's moved. You can also, from here, you can clear the lines. Alright, that's guidelines. That's snap to points. Points being your nodes. Never forget that a point is a node. Always remember, if you want to snap to something, snap it to a point. That will snap it exactly on the dot. If you're very precise in your artworks and your icons, best way to do it. Next tutorial after this, we'll be going a little bit more in depth, and yeah, as I said, this is the very quick one, very simple, very basic, and I'll be seeing you in the next tutorial. Thank you and goodbye.